Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris Lee here. Basically what I'm gonna be doing with this video is just pretty much educating you guys on what it takes to survive in relationships, what's healthy for relationships, what's an unhealthy relationship, when to stay, when to go. And these things are pretty much not just based on having companionship with the partner, but also the friends and the people that you allow into your life or your social circle in general. I have a lot of experience across the board. I've been through a lot in my life, and I just feel like it's my calling, as well as I want to help you guys by telling you my experience and giving you guys some tips that I think is going to help benefit you guys in the future for any relationship that you have with anybody across the board. Now, I'm going to be doing an entire video series based off these relationships and just kind of educating you guys along the way to kind of help you guys throughout these situations that you may be encountering, because for some people, these relationships, whether it's marriages or friendships or whatever, they're salvageable. But other ones, it's probably should have been cut, a long time ago. You should have killed the relationship a long time ago, walked away, and moved on. So with that being said, I think the first most important thing to talk about with this video is self-worth. Self-worth is so important with anything that you have or anything that you do throughout your life, whether it's businesses, whether it's friendships, relationships, you name it. The self-worth, the question in everything in life, with anything that you're dealing with, is what is the self-worth? What is the value of it? Does it have any value? Does it have any value to me? Does it have any value to itself, whether it may be a person or whatever it is? Okay. So with that being said, think about your self-worth. Where do you stand right now? Who are you? How are you living? How are you operating in your life right now? Are you lazy? Do you lack work ethic? Do you have any respect for yourself? Are you out here living like a fool? Are you doing foolish things? Are you doing things that are going to get you in trouble that's not going to benefit your future? Are you making decisions that's going to hurt you in the long run? These are things that you need to think about, because a lot of times we want to go out and we want to search for this person who's perfect. We want to go out and find a person who has a job, who's educated, who's smart, who makes the right decisions, who basically does things to uplift and benefit and progress our life. But the problem is we never go out and find that person, because a lot of the times we aren't living like that. And the whole thing about knowing your self-worth is, in order to survive in a relationship or a healthy relationship, you have to be the best version of yourself. And what does that mean? That absolutely means being the best you. Be healthy mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally. We never want to get attached to anybody who doesn't take care of themselves, who is mentally unstable, who's physically unfit, who really doesn't have a spiritual life, the majority of us, and somebody who's emotionally unstable. We don't want to be attached to people like that, because when you do, if you are living in good places in your life and doing good things in your life, good things are happening to you. But once you get attached to somebody who doesn't care about all these things and maintaining these things in their lives, you tend to get attached to them, and your life slowly but surely begins to fall apart. You have to value yourself and love yourself. Once you learn to love yourself, respect yourself, value yourself, say that you want a career, say that you want an education, say that you want to be an inspiration to people, a positive inspiration to people, a motivator for people. Once you start to live your life in a positive way, you will begin to attract those kind of people in your life, whether it's friendships or companionships. That's super key. Now, if you out here and you're living like you have no sense and you don't care about anything, you're not driven, you're not ambitious, you don't have any of these things, you will attract those people, because that's what human beings naturally do. We naturally gravitate to people who live like us, or we live like them. Meaning, a lot of potheads like to hang out with a lot of potheads. Why? Because they have that in common. A lot of church people like to hang out with a lot of church people. A lot of successful business people like to hang out with other successful business people. And a lot of times you see the lazy, unsuccessful people hanging around in the same crowds. It's just the way it is. So with that being said, what are you doing with your life? Are you upset? Are you dealing with somebody right now in your life that you feel is not living to standard? Are they hurting you by how they're living? And if they are, Ask yourself, why did you allow this negative person to come in your life and bring your life down? Was it really that they came into your life and brought your life down? Or was it that you stopped looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, okay, wait, there might be a problem with me. I might be mentally unstable. I might be emotionally unstable. I might be physically unhealthy. I might be, my spiritual relationship with God just might not be there. And you just sort of happen to attract this person into your life because y'all operate the same. And you might not even know it. It's not a bad thing. It's not saying that you are naturally being a bad person. It's saying that somewhere along the lines, you have forgotten your self-worth. You've forgotten who you are. So you need to take time to take a break and really reflect on yourself and work on you. Be the best version of you. Because the reality of it is, you need to be who and what you want to attract. And I'm going to repeat that again. You need to be who and what you want to attract. If you want to be somebody who's unfocused, unmotivated, don't want to work hard, you do evil, you do bad, you just don't care about people, you have no respect for yourself, you have no respect for your children or your friends or those around you, you want nothing in life, the majority of the time, I can guarantee you that you're probably going to attract that same type of person because y'all are going to have that in common. You're going to feel comfortable with them and they're going to feel comfortable with you just because you guys think the same and you operate the same, which means that if you want the exact opposite, you got to live the opposite way. You want good things, go out and get a job. Things don't just fall into your hands. Go get a good job. You know, you making up your mind, then go putting in applications and then following up and then getting a job and then getting hired. And after you get hired, continuing to do things to keep the job. You know, these things are important. A love life, if you want somebody who's faithful, then you have to be faithful yourself. That's just the way it is. You can't say, I want to cheat and I want to do all these messed up things, but I want somebody who's completely faithful to me, because it doesn't operate like that. People, we tend to naturally connect with each other and gravitate to each other based off the characteristics and the character of our heart in general, how we operate as human beings. So with that being said, reflect on yourself. Be the best version of you. If you want to find a person who is going to lift you up and build you up and make your life better, you have to make sure that you're being that for yourself. Because how can you take care of another person mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, across the board, if you can't do that for yourself? If you're unhappy, if you're depressed, if you're sad all the time, if you're suicidal, if you, all these different things, how can you handle the emotions of another person? How can you nurture and care for them? How can you, I guess you can say, heal whatever they're going through in their life if you haven't been healed yourself? You can never take care of another person nor love another person if you don't know how to take care and love yourself first. So it all starts with you. It starts with your heart. It starts with where you want to be and what you want to do in life. Once you figure these things out, everything else will fall into place. Before you even think about getting into a relationship with anybody, take time to really focus on areas in your life that you need to work on first. There's no such thing as trying to be perfect in every area before you get with somebody, because it doesn't work like that. But really, naturally, what it is if you're constantly working on yourself and trying to grow and be better and be in better places in your life, when you used to hang out with a bunch of negative people, if you notice in life, those relationships really started to separate. You ever wonder why you don't hang out with certain people anymore in your life? Or you ever wonder why you and certain people just don't talk no more, you don't click anymore? It's because something changed. Either something changed in you or something changed in them. And when I say something has changed, either you made up in your mind that you want to grow and be a better person and make better decisions for yourself in your life, or they decided that they want to do the exact opposite from you, or they probably wanted to do the same thing as you, as in being a better person, and you probably didn't. But my point being is, if you look at why these separations have been caused in life, if you're trying to grow and somebody's trying to stay stagnant, that's an automatic That is just the automatic separation that's going to naturally happen. It doesn't really take anything or a bad situation to happen. You just probably wanted more out of life, and the person that you was with probably didn't want that. So you went right and they went left, and you guys just naturally separated. That's something that you guys need to focus on. A lot of times we focus on why certain relationships didn't work out, and that's exactly why. That's exactly why, because we want different things in life. And God is going to make it to where you naturally gravitate to people who operate like you. Is that's just the way the world works, and everything across the board. You will never see one successful businessman go hang out and have a bunch of drinks with a person that's unsuccessful or don't want anything out of life, because it makes us feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good to us to be around somebody. It's like me. I don't smoke and I don't drink. I'm not here to judge anybody, but I will feel extremely uncomfortable if I went to go hang out with people who smoke weed all day, because that's not my cup of tea. It's not how I operate. So therefore, I'm going to feel uncomfortable. But I'm going to go out and find somebody who don't smoke and don't drink, who enjoys some of the things that I enjoy, so we can have fun and do things that I like to do. And I hope that I'm explaining that well to you guys. Just focus on your life and what you need to do. Any person that was removed out of your life, don't take it as a big deal. Don't be so upset about it. Don't look at it like, hey, you know, this, I can't believe this is happening to me. Look at it like this. God is working in your life. If you're a person who wants to make better decisions and grow, spiritually grow across the board in your life in general, God is basically lifting you up. He's promoting you in life to the next level. The people that you are friends with and have relationships with, they don't want to grow. They're not trying to go. So therefore, the levels that God are taking you in your life, they can't go there with you. And that's something that you're just going to have to, you know, accept. That's the way it works. Same thing with Satan. He's working as well. All the people who really don't want to do anything in their lives and want to do messed up things, steal, all these nonsense, drugs, everything, you name it. He's working in their lives, and the more that he works in their lives, your mentality is the total opposite. You're naturally going to want to move away from these people because they're not living like you. So guys, don't beat yourself up about what's going on in your life and the relationships and why certain things with people in the past didn't work, because God has a reason behind it all. There's a big plan in the midst of it. God is just lifting people up who wants to move forward in a positive sense in their life. He's having them move forward in their life to a new group of people, to bigger and better things, to a bigger group, more successful people across the board, spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, the whole 9 yards. You are just upgrading and getting promoted to a new rank and to a new group with more responsibilities as well as more blessings. And that's just the way it is. So guys, I hope I explained this video enough, well enough for you guys. If you guys like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, leave me comments. Let me know if you disagree or if you agree, and let me know why. These videos, it's not meant for me to be religious or anything, because that's not my approach. I have a spiritual relationship with God. You never put the religious tag or title on me, because that's not my focus. I'm telling you guys fact and what it takes to heal and what it takes to survive in these relationships with anybody across the board. Like I said, not just regular companionship. I'm talking friendship, businesses, the whole 9 yards. Relationship is important, and the number one foundation of it in the midst of all this is self-worth. What is it value?